Now, from Wish TV, this is the Zone Extra. Coming up tonight, the winter sports season rolls on with great action, including the start of multiple state tournaments. In the Coach's Corner, we're joined by the man leading a top 10 boys basketball team at Lawrence North. Plus, our athlete of the week is a senior leader for a Ben Davis program with high expectations this season.
This is the high school I knew I was coming to since I was 4. A lot of us knew we was coming here. A lot of us knew that we was going to be able to play together at some point. So this is just a dream to come true.
We're bringing out an all-new Zone Extra for you right now.
Good evening and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Andrew Chernoff. What a great week it was of high school sports. Not only is it the heart of the boys basketball regular season, but we also have state tournaments underway in both girls basketball and boys wrestling. In the Coach's Corner, his Wildcats are Marion County champs and a top 10 team in the state. Lawrence North boys basketball head coach Chris Giffin is here in studio. Plus, our athlete of the week is the leading scorer on a Ben Davis team with big expectations. We'll introduce you to Giant senior Jashawn Ladd and finding his mission, how a Westfield baseball player is turning the game he loves into a mission that matters. Now let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Tuesday night was the start of the girls basketball tournament at Carmel. It was Zionsville taking on Fishers. Second quarter, Mackenzie Chapman in trouble for the Eagles, but finds Ellie Frobig, who hits the three. Zionsville up 7. Later in the quarter, more from the Eagles here. Emily Zach with the steal, takes it the other way and lays it in. Zionsville rolls 50-37 the final. The Eagles will face Carmel tomorrow.
Sectionals are hard, and that first few minutes of the game, I think we turned the ball over 4 times in our first 5 possessions. So it's nice to get that first game out of the way, get that first win, and now we get to come in Friday and hopefully play a little looser.
I think a lot of nerves are gone. I think that was very nerve-wracking, especially since we played them already. But I think now that we've got this look at us already, we're gonna have really good momentum going on.
The second game at Carmel featured Westfield and Hamilton Southeastern. Close game in the first quarter here. Lady Rocks moving the ball, ends up in Audra Parker's hands, and she gets it to go. Parker led Westfield with 14. Lady Rocks up by 1. Royals then get in a groove in the second quarter. Kennedy Holman gets the pass here, steps back for 3. She had a game-high 25 points. The Royals win and advance 60-46 the final. They get Noblesville tomorrow. In other girls hoops news, congratulations to Lawrence Central senior Lola Lampley, who earlier this week was selected to play in the McDonald's All-America game next month. The LSU commit is averaging over 17 points and nearly 8 rebounds per game this season. Now, Lampley was the only player from Indiana selected, but will not be the only person representing the state. Ben Davis coach Stan Benge will serve as the head coach of the East team, assisted by his Giants assistant, Portia Green, and his brother and current Plainfield head coach, Kurt Benge. To boys basketball we go, where we are into the final month of the regular season. The sectional draw just 2.5 weeks away, with the postseason tipping off on March 3rd. Saturday night, it was a top 10 matchup at Carmel as the 7th-ranked Greyhounds took on number 1 and unbeaten Fishers. You saw this on MyND TV. End of the first half, Carmel's Cash Daniels here with the turnaround jumper. Carmel trailed by 2 at the break. Third quarter, Fishers up 4. It's Fishers' Levi Walker here, who buries the triple. Tigers led by 9 heading into the fourth. Fourth quarter we go. Hounds down 3. Daniels comes up with the steal here. Takes it the other way. Lays it in. All of a sudden, it's just a 1-point game. Fast forward, under 2 minutes to go. Fishers misses the shot right here, but look who's there to slam it home. Big-time dunk from Walker. Tigers win a thriller to stay unbeaten, 53-50, the final. So here's a look at this week's Class 4A rankings in boys hoops. Fishers remains number 1. Plainfield, number 2, while Mount Vernon, Crown Point, and Pike are 3rd, 4th, and 5th, respectively. From the hardwood to the mat, where the boys wrestling postseason got underway on Saturday, with sectionals at 32 locations across the state, as teams and individuals begin the journey to reach Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And several Central Indiana teams brought home sectional titles. Congrats to Delta, Zionsville, Westfield, Noblesville, Cathedral, New Pal, Roncalli, Newcastle, Brownsburg, Center Grove, and Bloomington South. The action continues on Saturday with regionals at 16 different locations across the state. Time for a break, but we have much more ahead on the Zone Extra. Up next, it's the Coach's Corner. There he is. His top 10 Wildcats are in the middle of another great season and are Marion County champs. Lawrence North boys hoops head coach Chris Giffin here to talk about his Wildcats. And still ahead, he's an Akron commit and a senior leader for a team with big expectations. We'll introduce you to our Athlete of the Week from Ben Davis.
This is the Zone Extra Coach's Corner.
Welcome back to the Zone Extra. Time now for the Coach's Corner. His Wildcats are 15-2 this season. Joined now by Lawrence North boys basketball head coach Chris Giffin. Chris, appreciate the time as always. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Very flattered.
Anytime. Hard to believe, less than a month to go in the regular season. I said the record, 15-2. What do you like about your group so far up to this point?
I think the cohesiveness of our group and just the resilience. We've had some kids that moved on for better or worse, and the group that stayed, came together and brought some new guys along with them, some younger guys, and got us playing in a pretty good spot right now.
Each team that you've coached is different, I'm sure, in their own way. What stands out about this one, maybe compared to your previous teams?
I think the player leadership at the top is really vocal, and you don't always get that, and it's hard to teach it, but I think it's kind of inherent with this group, and I think that's kind of laid the foundation for us to be really, really good.
I know one guy who graduated, obviously, he's at Butler now, but Xavier Robinson, the all-time program leader at Lawrence North. How did he leave his mark on this group that you're currently coaching?
I think with Xavier, he was so talented physically and such a competitor. And he was one of those guys that would, in sports world, put his foot on your throat. And I think having to compete against him daily, whether you were guard or forward or center or whatever, I think it made these guys that are still here better.
And it's clearly paying off when you look at how your team is doing. I know one of the games that I think we've all circled on pretty much sums up the Wildcats, winning the Marion County tournament, beating Pike in a nice thriller in overtime. What did that win do for this group?
I think it, in many ways, validated, for them at least, all the hard work that they had been putting in. I mean, as coaches, we always felt like we had that ceiling and that potential in us, but to do it on the court against a really, really good team like Pike and a well-coached team with incredible talent, I think it kind of validated for the guys that, hey, we can do this too.
This is your fourth year, and I know that validation also comes with coaching. You've done the girls coaching, now fourth year at Lawrence North. How's that transition? Is it now smooth? Like, how big are the differences when you look back in hindsight?
Well, it took me 2 years to even be comfortable getting into Coach Kiefer's office because I had that much, love and respect and admiration for him. So, humility-wise, it took a while, I'll be honest, but now I at least feel comfortable going in the office, and I've got a great staff, and it's a great school, and obviously great leadership from the top, from our superintendent, Dr. Smith, on down, and so I feel like now I'm in the midst of it,
Absolutely. Something I know a lot of people may not know about you, IU grad. You actually were a manager under Bob Knight when you were there, and then you were a grad assistant coach when he went to Texas Tech. What did you learn from him?
Preparation, and I think just a thoroughness of details with regards to the game, and really just a passion for the game. Both he and Coach Kiefer had a passion that I think is unparalleled for the sport, and I feel like I hope that I can enter that realm of conversation, just being passionate like those two.
Are there things you do when you're thinking, Bob Knight would have done this too?
A few, but probably a few more that I think Coach would have probably done it a little different, and that's okay. You got to be yourself. That's the number one thing in coaching anyway, is you got to do you, and I think that's being authentic is what the players will respect.
One of your assistant coach, I do have to ask, Omar Cooper Sr., the name sounds familiar. His son, star receiver on the IU football team. From a personal standpoint, to see Omar Cooper Jr., Lawrence North grad, win a national championship while his dad is on your staff, what was that like for you?
A little bit surreal, Coop has been a part of my girls' staffs. Back in the day, I coached his daughter Lamena, who was a wonderful player, Indiana All-Star, went on to Purdue. And then to see little Coop growing up and always around the gym, and he was quite the basketball player as well. But to see him do that for that family, Mena and Omar Sr. are such a great family, so they deserve everything that they've got coming, and I hope it really works out for Cooper.
He may not be little Coop on the field. I just want to say that nickname's probably changed a little bit.
That's just from me, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Want to take a look at the upcoming schedule for you guys as we gear down the regular season. You see there, Ben Davis coming up in the 13th, Elkhart, et cetera, et cetera. What do you hope to see from your group going forward?
I think we just need to continue to improve on both ends of the court, and use some of those games. Those are some big games on there. We've got Carmel as well. We've got Ben Davis, who's always one of the best in the state, and then HSE's no slouch. And as you see there, Pike coming to our place, certainly that might have some conference implications. Will be very, very difficult as well. So.
That Pike game in particular, may want to start lining up for tickets for that one, I think.
It should get us ready for the state tournament, and that's what a tough schedule is designed to do.
Without question. Chris Giffin, head coach of Lawrence North. Chris, always appreciate the time, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Anytime. Thanks for coming on. Still ahead on the Zone Extra. Time for our Athlete of the Week. He's a senior leader for a Ben Davis boys basketball team with big goals. Coming up, we'll introduce you to guard Jashawn Ladd. Plus, it's an Olympic-themed edition of Ask the Commissioner with Paul Neidig of the IHSAA. Welcome back to the Zone Extra. It's been another great season so far for Ben Davis boys basketball. The Giants enter this evening with an 11-4 record and have high expectations for the final month of the regular season and beyond. A key reason for that optimism is the play of senior guard Jashawn Ladd. On the year, Ladd leads the Giants in scoring at over 14 points per game. He also leads the team in block shots. Ladd is an Akron commit and says he grew up playing basketball in the Wayne Township community with many of his current Giant teammates. He adds that being able to lead this Ben Davis team is a dream come true as the Giants chase a championship.
I'm very, very happy I'm able to do this because I wouldn't want to be anywhere else with any other group of guys. As you can see, they're all working out behind me, and it's all smiles on everybody's faces. So to be able to go through these 4 years of high school together has been super special.
We're excited and happy to have guys that want to play here and be here. Jashawn at the top of the list. He's one of the kids that I saw early and said that he'll be one of the next ones, and I'm pretty happy with the way that he's been able to be a junior all-star, and hopefully we can get him on the all-star team this year.
I believe I speak up, but I could definitely do it way more. But leading by example, I know that's a little easier for me personally. So, because I know if I do the right things, when I was an underclassman, I knew if I did the right things, that would get me on the court. So now if I do the right things, that helps set the standard here. So just being able to lead by example is just an easier part of my job.
He's had great guys to look up to and kind of figure his own way into his leadership role. More of a do as I do, not do as I say type of kid, but he's found his way into a leadership role here at Ben Davis.
This is the high school I knew I was coming to since I was 4. A lot of us knew we was coming here. A lot of us knew that we was going to be able to play together at some point. So this is just a dream to come true if we're able to go all the way down like we're supposed to, all the way down to Gainesbridge.
Congrats to Jashawn. Do not forget, Wish TV's got a great sports app. Get out your phones right now, scan that QR code on the screen, and download the completely free All Indiana Sports app. You can find more on the story, plus all things Central Indiana High School sports and more. Get the All Indiana Sports app today. Time for a break, but more still to come on the Zone Extra, including our Ask the Commissioner segment, plus how a Westfield baseball player is turning the game he loves into a mission that matters. Now it's time for Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig and bring you his answer. Here is this week's question. What are you most excited about when it comes to the Winter Olympics?
Oh, it's curling every year. You gotta love the curling. They get out there on that ice and the sweeps and being able to get that rock focused in and get it to the right place and score. I said, that's one when it's on. It's much watch TV for me when it comes on. And certainly all the Olympic sports are phenomenal to be able to watch. And there's a lot of great storylines in every sport. But I do have to love the curling when it's on.
Curling is the absolute best. Meanwhile, a local high school baseball player is stepping up to the plate for a cause bigger than the game. Westfield High School's Lincoln Hoffman has launched a fundraiser inspired by his sister, who is a 2-time cancer survivor. Our Phil Sanchez has the story.
On the baseball field, pressure is part of the game. But for Lincoln Hoffman, the toughest moments didn't come under the lights. They came at home.
Lena is a 2-time cancer survivor, and she's my why. She's my everything in my life, and I do everything for her.
Hoffman is a high school baseball player at Westfield High School, but his motivation comes from watching his younger sister, London, battle a rare form of cancer, first diagnosed at just 6 years old.
Just kind of smelt something was a little off with the vibe, and just kind of got hit with that train, with that C word we don't like using in the house anymore. So yeah, parents dropped the bomb on us, me and my sister. Big emotions came from us, and obviously we knew it was going to be a fight, but we knew London was going to get it done. So a lot of faith in that.
That faith was tested and strengthened through hospital stays, long nights, and the help of an entire community.
Just the community here in Westfield and all my friends, and it was like hard to focus in school and such, and obviously with my parents, and just going like back and forth from the hospital, and just those rotations were pretty tough. So all the people that dropped off food and all that type of stuff we're so blessed and thankful for, and just the community here in Westfield is amazing.
London received care at Riley Children's Health.
You heard that she was cancer-free. What was that like?
It's a big flow of emotions, and just like from the beginning, after like all we went through, it was kind of like, is it done? Because obviously it came back, and just getting that, like her remission for the second time was amazing, and just knowing that you've had faith in the doctors that have helped her. When she rung the bell, it was like, I got chills. Like, and I wasn't even there. I just saw a video, and I was like, dang, like, she really did it.
London's battle wasn't about home runs or headlines. It was about hope. And Lincoln watched it day in and day out.
Just seeing her go through treatment at Riley Children's just really like motivated me to do something else. They do a great job there, and I just want to see if I can make it better, and which it already is great. It's hard to make better.
That support stayed with him and eventually turned into purpose. So he's turning competition into compassion, launching a fundraiser called Play for the Ones Who Can't.
Which I have on my glove, my Alpha glove, which I love looking at for every game when I'm sitting on the bench, ready to get called out on home games. It's always like a good reminder just to look at it and know that like some kids can't do what me and my teammates have been doing. So I just want to do it for them.
For Lincoln Hoffman, every swing is for his sister. And for every kid still fighting, London's strength is something he carries with him every day.
Literally defies the impossible. Like, I don't know how she does it. She's rarely sad.
Just an absolutely amazing story there from our Phil Sanchez. Now, within the first few days of launching his fundraiser, Lincoln Hoffman raised nearly $6,000 for cancer research. If you would like to donate, just scan the QR code on your screen. That will take you to the As Seen On section of wishtv.com. And a reminder, My Indy TV is your local home for high school sports. Coming up this evening, how about a top 10 matchup at Carmel as the 7th-ranked Greyhounds take on number 6 Lawrence North. The Wildcats won this matchup last season, snapping a 5-game losing streak in this series. You can see all the action live on My Indy TV tonight, starting at 7:30. And it's a big night of high school hoops action across Central Indiana tomorrow as the girls' state tournament continues with sectional semifinals. So a win puts you in the sectional championship game. Of course, we'll have your scores and highlights on The Zone tomorrow night starting at 11:08. Here's a look at some of the sectional semifinal matchups that we'll be covering tomorrow on The Zone. Zionsville against Carmel, Noblesville against HSE, Lawrence North against North Central, Pike versus Avon, and Brownsburg versus Plainfield. That's going to do it for us tonight on the Zone Extra. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in again next Thursday night for a brand new episode. And we'll see you tomorrow night at 11:08 for The Zone. For more high school sports coverage, download the All Indiana Sports app. Have a great night.